The teams will not follow international basketball protocol by shaking hands.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome inside the Ontario Tech University Gymnasium as we continue on with Pool A play of the 15U Men's Canadian National Basketball Championships. JJ Evison alongside Haley Hopkinson, Team Alberta taking on Team Quebec here in about 30 seconds time. Ontario just beat British Columbia 103-52, the first blowout win of the day. Saskatchewan fell to PEI by 380-77 the final there. New Brunswick took down Newfoundland 78-67, and we are in for a treat here this afternoon. The biggest question is how to handle Jeremy Gauthier, the 7'4" center from Quebec, in a tournament like this.
It's going to be a real struggle. He has so much experience also representing Team Canada at the U16 America Cup, 14 years old. I mean, the biggest thing you can do is it's about limiting the ball getting to him. So it's maybe double teaming those guys, or sorry, double teaming him when it's an inbounds play. It's going to be difficult, but it's about using your body. But I really do think that Alberta is going to be underestimated coming into this matchup here, but they've got a great squad. The trio of Kai Newman, Mikhail Francis, and Cohen Deck, they're all guys who play Genesis basketball. Genesis basketball is a fantastic program. Over in Alberta, they've produced some guys like Patrick Anamale and Dan Ingor, who we've seen last year really show up in nationals. They won the 2025 Western Canadian Championship, so I think that scoring-wise, Alberta's going to have no problem. It's just going to be the defense that's obviously going to pose as the biggest issue when you're facing someone who's 7'4".
Great information there, Haley. Starting lineups. Team Alberta have Lucas Thomas, Kai Newman, Arseny Kasprick, Mikhail Francis, and Tyler Magliaso on the court. To match them, Team Quebec sent out Mikhail Laroselier, Gabriel Desanka, Josu Genda Himana, Carl Balance, and Jeremy Gauthier. Scoreless through the first 20, Alberta ball. Thomas gets by the primary defender, kicks it ahead to Newman, who's wide open from deep. That's not going to fall. Rebound, Francis, who puts it up and back. Francis got those bunnies jumping up high to collect that board.
Oh, absolutely, and that's a great sign early that him 6'5" is getting that rebound over Jeremy Gauthier.
Mid-range floater from Laroselier doesn't go. Another team rebound from Alberta, who are pushing the pace early. Francis kicking it back to the top side for Thomas, the 5'9" guard out of Edmonton. Going to swing it to the right-hand side. Here's Newman. That falls for three.
And expect to see a lot of three-point shooting coming from him. One of his specialties, and it really sets him apart from other players.
Laroselier still directing traffic. Balance into the paint. Kicking it back out to Sanka. One too many steps on the catch, and that's a live ball turnover. The pass back to the inbounder Newman, who had not established himself in the field of play, results in a turnover back to Quebec. You see Gauthier there on the right of your screen. Just head and shoulders above everybody. If they get him the ball, he should be able to back down. Instead, right now, it's Genda Himana who gets up, and Gauthier finishes the play. Alberta able to break the first Quebec press. Lucas Thomas kicks it out. Mikhail Francis dribbles it out of bounds. Two empty possessions for Alberta, both resulting in turnovers. Belongs from Gatineau, Quebec. Gonna swing it to the far side. Laroselier working with the big man, trying to turn around the corner. Loses his balance. Just dribbles it out of bounds. Lucas Thomas working on the far side, picks up the dribble, finds Mikhail Francis. Inside, outside, open from three. Newman doesn't get the bounce. Gauthier with the rebound. Genda Himana on the near side. Resets at the top. Little off-ball movement on the far side. Desanka takes it himself and is fouled on the way up. First foul on Kai Newman, team's second foul.
They're not dishing it to Gauthier like I thought they would early in this one. I mean, essentially, should be a cheat code, right? But it's going to the bench. I'm a little confused at Quebec's approach early in this one, but of course it's team sports, not all about one player, but the tallest player on Alberta is 6'6". Going up against 7'4", we're already seeing it. A high pass could ultimately just get it to him, but...
So Ryan Kaninda checks in for Jeremy Gauthier, and Michael Pato comes in as well, as Desanka will head to the bench. Dominic Ogorek in for Alberta, as is Cohen Deck. There's Deck, kicks it out. Thomas for three, no. Offensive rebound. Another shot from beyond the arc. Ogorek doesn't have the touch, and coming in to steal the rebound was Valence. La Rosillier with a nice hang time. Couldn't get the shot he wanted off. Good offensive basketball from Alberta. One single dribble on the possession. Shots off the mark, and it will stay Alberta basketball.
It's a quick pace early in this one from both sides here, and a fair amount of pressure early.
Baseline out of bounds. Lucas Thomas to trigger, the 5'9" guard from Edmonton. Ogorek waiting for some off-ball movement to complete, finds Francis. And there's a foul on the shot attempt. Josu Gendhimana. Actually, they're going to call that on the floor. Derek Zapata will come in. La Rosillier to the bench for Quebec. Alberta baseline. Thomas to trigger again. Francis swings it to Ogorek, who gives it right back to Francis, who drains the three. Pass right in the pocket for the shooter to just elevate and release. Valence turns back. Thomas with the steal. Into the front court, through two, elevates, and fouled going up. Lucas Thomas led to the free throw line for Alberta, who get their first looks from the charity stripe. Quebec want to talk things over. Stuck 8-3 with just 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Alberta on defense anyway, look like they get those hands moving, looking for deflections and steal opportunities, talking a lot.
Yeah, we can see them pushing the pace a lot. I mean, a lot of these guys are definitely very familiar with each other. Majority of the team being from Edmonton, a lot of them playing for a club. WEBA, W-E-B-A, Genesis Basketball, fair amount of guys coming from Edge High School. That's one of those schools, yeah, it's a great prep school out there. So you could already see the team chemistry coming in. But yeah, no, they're doing a great job, and at the end of the day, taking advantage of the minutes where Gauthier is not on the court is going to be really important here. Again, Quebec's attempt, I'm sure, confusing a couple people. It's definitely me. Yeah, but we'll see how they use him. Obviously, he's going to be a big part of this team throughout the whole week, so maybe some limited minutes here. But we'll see. No, Quebec definitely doing a great job. Both teams keeping some high intensity on defense as well. Great to see early in this one. But yeah, low scoring to start off. And we'll see which team can end up pulling ahead.
At the free throw line is Lucas Thomas for Alberta, looking to extend the lead. Thomas goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Rebound picked up by Carbalance into the corner. Alexander Gauthier elevates and turns it over. 2 steals in the matter of 2 possessions for Thomas. That time he doesn't complete the play, but right there to clean up the garbage is Dominic Ogorek.
Yeah, Quebec having 5 turnovers in this one early, not even halfway through the first. Michael
Peyton kicks it up to the top side from the far wing. That's off near iron out of the hands of Zapata. Alberta have possession. Quebec putting the press on again, trying to cause some disruption. Cohen Deck gives it ahead. Ogorek right down the lane. That's going to be a charge. So Ogorek picks up the foul. Ryan Kaninda doing a great job of staying in the lane. Good ball handling skills here by Zapata. Stuck now in no man's land, and he's fouled on the backside. Tyler Magliaso comes over to help. Pair of substitutions for Alberta. Chase Shirley into the game alongside Briar Ricci. Lucas Thomas and Dominic Ogorek will head to the bench. Zapata working to the left, trying to shake his primary defender. Gets downhill, elevates through some contact, leaves it short off the glass. Coming down hard was Ryan Kaninda with the offensive board. And that's a shot clock violation.
We saw a couple in the first game where the bench completely silent. We're seeing it again. Those are small little things that the bench could eliminate a turnover here. But I'm loving this press Quebec has. It definitely rattled them the last time Alberta was able to get out in transition. Seems like that's something they're very good at, playing with that pace. But the press is definitely rattling them, not letting them fully set up on offense.
Chase Shirley turns the corner, kicks it out. Ricci for 3. That's no good. Ahead of the pack is Balance. He elevates and finishes with the left. Alberta, no time wasted. Right into the front court. Cohen Deck into the lane. Spin move, leaves it short. Knocks it loose, goes back up through contact, and Alberta will head back to the free throw line. Cohen Deck with the second effort.
Yeah, it's a great play there, never giving up on the play.
Mikhail Francis checks back into the game for Alberta. Deck, the 6'2" guard out of Calgary, rattles the first through. It's 12-5, Alberta ahead. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in the opening quarter. Gauthier had his pass picked off. And a throwdown by Mikhail Francis.
Massive play there, even with the pressure behind him.
Corner 3, Gauthier drains it. Deck moves to his right. Picked up by Balance. Now it's Francis on the near side looking for the handoff. You hear the team counting down the shot clock now as the shot from Ricci misses the mark.
Great defense there from Quebec. Seeing a really strong man-to-man there, but of course, protecting the paint, not letting any lanes open up.
Jeremy Gauthier back into the game. Arseny Kasprick with the assignment. Genda Himana trying to shake his defender. He gives it up. Péton from the elbow. No good. Rebound Francis. Here's Deck again. Baseline. Kicks it to the corner. Shirley for three. And that falls. Alberta ahead. It's going to be a long two, they call it. 16-8. Doubling up Team Quebec early. Genda Himana with the spin move. Fouled. And Josu Genda Himana will head to the free throw line. He'll be shooting free throws 3 and 4 for Quebec. Quebec into the bonus with 2:44 left in the opening quarter. Josue Genda Himana from Quebec City goes 2 for 2 on the trip. And Lucas Thomas comes back in for Alberta. Briar Ricci back to the bench. Thomas, the primary ball handler for Alberta. Deck quick into the corner. It's Francis dancing on the outside. Now stuck. Thomas gets to the corner. Double teams there. Pass into the middle is turned over. Pétion behind the back. There's a lane. Steps through. Kicks it to the corner. Shooter's feet are set. No good. Rebound Gauthier. He kicks it back out. Swing, a swing. And the ball is now in the hands of La Rosillier, who finds the shooter who had relocated. That was Atangana Masana, who misses again. Deck to the corner. Francis, no hesitation. That swirls around and finds the hands of La Rosillier. 1:50 left in the opening quarter. The two-man game at the top side. La Rosillier finds the big man. One dribble. Takes the pass to the corner. Misses the touch shot. Thomas ahead. Deck through the lane, and the foul on the shot attempt. Gauthier with some body there.
I think Alberta's done a great job of not forcing anything when Gauthier is right there, but at that point, that was a great take, being able to just blow right past him because his feet looked pretty set there, not able to pivot right away to cut off that shot.
Cohen Deck unable to convert on the first. But he does on the second. La Rosillier calling the play. Takes it over the timeline. Gauthier comes up to set the screen. La Rosillier loses the handle. Keeps the dribble alive, gets to the rack, and is fouled by Deck. Deck comes up limping. Nods his head to the bench to let his assistant coaching staff know that he's okay. Although his gait is noticeably different. Deck does go to the bench. Kai Newman replaces him. He's going to tighten that shoe. La Rosillier from Laval, Quebec at the line. The second one knocked back up and in for 2 points. Quebec trail by 5. A minute remaining in the opening quarter. All the way to the rack, but leaves it short. Lucas Thomas. Here's Genda Himana. Spinning into the lane off glass. No. Fighting for the rebound. And it's Ogorek who comes away with it. Francis, Alberta's leading scorer with 7, has it, gives it up to Thomas, who wants to direct traffic. Moves to the middle of the lane, kicks it back out. Francis inside, fouled, and Francis is going to go back to the free throw line.
Francis is definitely, I would say, the key piece for Alberta in this game. The level of physicality and pace that he's bringing to this team, I think, has been extremely important this entire time. And it looks like after this, Cohen-Deck is ready to come back in. Of course, him and Francis being a fantastic duo together, the trio of Kai Newman as well, all three of them being on the court.
Francis up to 9 points to go with 3 boards. Gauthier hands back off to La Rosillier, who continues to move downhill, finds a shooter in the corner. That's off the near iron and into the hands of Newman. He finds Francis on the run. Francis to the rack with a one-handed throwdown.
So explosive.
Six seconds left. La Rosillier picked up by Thomas, gets around him, elevates from the elbow, doesn't get it to go. Gauthier collects the board, but that will do it for the first quarter. Team Alberta up 21-12. You're watching the Canadian National Basketball Championships, the 15U men's, here from Ontario Tech University on basketball's YouTube page. Stick around. Second quarter action coming up in a few short minutes. (21-12) Alberta ahead of Quebec here in the fourth game of the day. Mikhail Francis, the 6'5" small forward out of Calgary, leading all scores in the game, already in double digits with 11 points. His 10th and 11th point coming off that hammer throwdown on the run in transition.
Yeah, he's been extremely impressive so far, and just seems like if you give him any space, he's going to punish you. So for Quebec to keep an eye on him is going to be crucial in the second quarter.
Balance on the far side to La Rosillier, who's bringing it back to the middle. Spinning. Patience gets his defender in the air, can't complete it. Offensive rebound, second chance opportunity good for Ryan Kaninda. Inbound pass, almost intercepted. Alberta able to get out on the run. Newman going to kick it back to Deck. Into the lane, to the corner, and one too many steps. Maybe just drag that pivot foot.
Yeah, that was a great look, though. At this point, Alberta's attempted more three-pointers than field goals, or two-pointers, 5 for 8, and then 2 for 10 from the three-pointers, but it doesn't really feel like that because the three-pointers that they're taking are still quality shots. It's not like they have no options on the inside. They are going for those shots.
So Rossolier takes the handoff, calls his own number. That's off the near iron and into the hands of Francis, who picks up his 4th rebound. Double-double watch, and we're not even through the first minute of the second quarter for Francis. Tries to come away with the steal. Comes up empty-handed. Quebec into the front court. A little right-left Euro step for Carl Balance, who puts 2 on the board.
Quebec definitely in the second quarter doing a better job of finishing at the net there. They had a hard time getting that in ultimately in the first quarter.
Francis from deep near iron. Tracked down by Tyler Magliaso. Couldn't keep it in. Quebec basketball. Kaninda just broke his shoelace trying to tie it. These players travel with spare shoelaces. If they don't, they better start. Jeremy Gauthier is going to check back into the game. And in case you're wondering if they do in fact travel with spare shoelaces, they do not. Quebec assistant coach taking off his own shoelace to give to Kaninda.
Oh, that's a great coach.
Shot clock violation. Alberta doing a great job defensively of keeping Quebec on the perimeter.
Zero communication from the Quebec bench about the shot clock. Second time that's happened. And what we've yet to see is a high pass into Gauthier for him to just put up.
Belanger Luqueta checks in for Quebec. Michael Pétion to the bench. Here's Lucas Thomas. Sets a nice pace for this Team Alberta squad. In the corner. Ricci back to Thomas. Spin move, nice step through. Bounce pass is there, but unable to complete the play was Kasprick. Alberta able to come away with points. Pick and roll beyond the three-point line, gets Rossilier to the rack. 23-16 Alberta ahead. Here's Thomas. Again, looking for a lane to get downhill. Mikhail Francis, picked up by Balance. Top side. The shot was there for Newman, who hesitated. Balance with the rebound. Desanka, far side, picks up the dribble. La Rossilier hands it off. Luqueta can't keep the dribble alive. And that is a shimmy turnover, travel. Lucas Thomas working on the far side, keeps the dribble alive, finds a diving Francis who's blocked by Gauthier. Shot out on the perimeter doesn't fall. Quebec out and on the run. Tasanka. Picked up by Newman. Gets by the primary defender. The floater's no good. Loose ball kept alive, but given right to Alberta. Thomas with his head up the whole way. Finds Newman. Nothing there, so Newman slows it down. Briar Ricci bottoms the three. Leads up to 10 now for Alberta. La Rosillier on the entry pass.
Alberta's doing a great job forcing a ton of errors here for Quebec and turning it into transition. But again, those three-pointers, this is just a confident team when it comes to those, that regardless if the lane is there, they're kicking it out, and they're making Quebec pay.
Quebec shooting just 26% from the field on 23 tries. Alberta 34% on 23 tries. Into the corner. And another travel. And it looks like, at least in these early games, the players aren't as decisive as you might want them to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the defender's coming out, but you have the quick elevation on that three-point. You know, the drive doesn't need to happen.
Right.
And you're making that decision on the fly. Just,
yeah.
You got to trust your gut sometimes, Haley.
Exactly.
Genda Himana looking inside. Over top, no good. Lucas Thomas again turning on the Jets with the left hand. Dude can go 0 to 60 quicker than a Ferrari. Up and under La Rosillier, no good. Foul on the swipe attempt. Team Quebec's first foul of the quarter, coming at the 5:10 mark. So doing a better job staying disciplined. Quebec going to take a timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break and be right back with more second quarter action. You're watching the Canadian University Basketball Championships on Canada Basketball's YouTube page. Stay with us. (28-16) Alberta ahead of Quebec in this contest as we approach the halfway mark of the second quarter. Lucas Thomas dribbling near the timeline, trying to shake the Zapata. Gives it up to Kai Newman, who dials it from deep and finds the bottom. So the 5 on the floor for Alberta. Lucas Thomas, Tyler Maglico, Briar Ricci, Jesse Gakuba, and Kai Newman. Quebec looking a little frustrated.
Definitely. We've got a big Alberta cheering section behind us. And they've had all the momentum this game.
Cohen Deck back in. Lucas Thomas heads to the bench.
Quebec putting on a definitely more difficult man-to-man press here.
Deck ahead. Newman for three. No. Rebounded on the run. Balance pushing the pace. Elevates. Right-handed finger roll. No. Newman with the rebound. Deck top side. Hands it off to Newman. Maglico with the travel.
Carl Balance has done a great job on defense so far. He's definitely trying to give Quebec the boost that they need, whether it's picking off the pass and putting it into transition. The way he changes his pace at the last couple feet before the basket, speeding up, it gives him a great look. He hasn't been able to fully finish those shots out yet, but I'm sure that'll come soon.
Zapata turns it over. And it's Francis giving it back over to the far side. Ricci, no good. Maglisco can't snatch the rebound. Quebec ball baseline out of bounds. Quickly into Zapata. Petion, top side, picked up by Newman. Left with time and space, elevates and drains the three. Glisco with the handoff to Newman. It's Deck, actually. Fighting through contact. That's a difficult shot.
Yeah, no, he's been extremely impressive finishing these difficult baskets here, regardless of the height or amount of players in front of him.
Zapata hits the deck, blocked on the backside. Francis letting all the teams know at this tournament that he is somebody you've got to game plan for. Zapata kicks it out. That shot off the back iron. Going to reset at the top. Quebec 13 on the shot clock. Zapata from the mid-range. No good. Rebound falls into the hands of Quebec. Cross-court pass. No one to contest that shot. That's off the mark. Another offensive rebound. Quebec back and up. Caninda can't see it through. Neither can Peton. 4 straight offensive boards, and Quebec come up empty-handed, but they are rewarded for the effort with upcoming free throws from Michael Petion.
That could have been even more than 4. That was ridiculous there, but no, definitely rebounding it was an issue for Quebec in that first quarter. I think they're doing a great job of picking it up. Obviously, in that case, you don't want those rebounds, you just want the bucket. But they're definitely starting to pick up their pace a little bit. And they're definitely not out of this game at all. There's a little bit of a deficit here, but to close that and get within 10 before getting to the halfway mark of this full game would be definitely a big momentum shift for them to be able to come into the second half within 10.
(33-19) the score. We recap the games from earlier in the day. We began with a overtime thriller, New Brunswick taking down Newfoundland 78-67. A great performance by Akitobi. 20 points, 16 boards, 5 steals, and 2 blocks in that game. Saskatchewan fell to PEI 80-77. Ontario dismissed British Columbia 103-51. Quebec and Alberta at it right now, going back and forth. And the identity for Team Alberta seems pretty clear. Play the game with pace.
Yeah.
Push the ball around the perimeter, find the open shooter.
Yeah, and it's definitely these Genesis basketball guys, Kai Newman, Mikal Francis, and Cohen Deck, who are having just fantastic games here. I mean, when you play in the junior EYBL and that circuit, you face a lot of great competition. So running into someone who's 7'4", although we haven't seen too much of him, definitely isn't something that's too new to them. They're familiar with tough competition, and you can see their chemistry on the court working very well together.
It's a 13-point game as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Turned over on the inbound pass. An acrobatic finish from Derek Zapata. Kyan Newman finds Thomas, and Lucas Thomas is going to slow things down. Work to the left, kick to the corner. Cohen Deck too strong. Péton gives it ahead. Gauthier up and through contact. Rebound snatched by Mikhail Francis. No one picks up Deck, so he's going to stroke it again. Off the mark. Michael Péton scoop score. That's around and does not find the mesh. Here's Thomas. Finds Francis. One dribble to the left. Leaves it short. The double team causing a little slight disruption to the offense for Quebec. Gauthier kicks it back out. Nice block on the backside by Cohen Deck. Alberta have numbers. Thomas keeps, reverse, there to clean it up. Oh, Francis just off the back iron.
Yeah.
Good defense from Lucas Thomas to knock that out of bounds, allowing his defense to get back and get set, thwarting that transition opportunity for Quebec.
Helping Quebec just 1 point away from being within 10. 41 seconds, a big play right here. A great bucket would do a lot for them going into the next half.
3 in the key. They were a hair late getting that entry pass in there, Haley.
Yeah, well, they'll still get another chance here after Alberta's possession.
Lucas Thomas tripped up. That will be Quebec's third team foul. So that's going to be a side out. Derek Zapata is going to take that foul. Newman from deep drains it. And the way he's able to get up and into that shooting motion.
Yeah.
Carl Balance the other way, leaves it short. Heads up play, Lucas Thomas had the ability to send that one up the court. Instead takes himself to try and take some time off the clock. And at the end of the half, Alberta ahead by 14, 36-22. When we come back, we'll get you set for second half action. Haley will give you her keys to the second half for each side. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Canadian National Basketball Championships on Canada Basketball's YouTube page. Stay with us. Welcome back inside the Ontario Tech University Gymnasium. JJ Evison and Haley Hopkinson here. Mikhail Francis with 11 points and 7 boards is leading the charge for Team Alberta. Of course, Kai Newman with 11 points as well. Team Alberta really pushing the pace here, Haley, setting the tempo. How can Quebec counter that here in the second half and work themselves back into this game?
Yeah, well, Kai Newman is 3 for 6 from the three-pointer, so you can't really give him space around there at all. And it's going to be one of the most difficult tasks of the game for Quebec, but to somehow contain Mikhail Francis, he's so effortless when it comes to the transition and just finding those lanes. So cutting him off early is really going to be the key for them. They're not pushing transition Quebec themselves too much, and I think that's what they need to do because majority of their points is coming from the paint, and Alberta has 13 points from Quebec's turnovers. So limiting those turnovers is really going to be the key because that just leads to the Alberta transition that they do so well.
Quebec doing a good job on the glass, 35 rebounds to Alberta's 26. Not able to convert on a lot of those second chance opportunities. Alberta will have the ball to start the second half, up 36-22 as we are underway. As Pool A rounds out its day one play, Pool A being Ontario, Alberta, Quebec, and BC. Again, Ontario beat British Columbia 103-51. That ball last touched by Josu Ganda-Himana. So we'll stay with Alberta. 14 on the shot clock. It'll reset. Lucas Thomas to trigger on the side out. Arseny Kasprick, Mikhail Francis, Kai Newman, and Tyler Maglisko on the court as well. Foul on the play. Mikhail Larosilier bailing out Team Alberta there on the late shot clock. So it'll be 3 upcoming free throws for Lucas Thomas.
Right, and without that happening, that's once again a time where there's no communication on the shot clock.
It's been a through line so far here in the tournament. The energy coming from the bench is a little bit subdued.
Yeah, definitely, and it's the first day, so obviously nerves, but it should be more exciting here because it's going to be a long week for all these guys, especially these two teams in a pool with, of course, BC and Team Ontario as well.
We saw in that Saskatchewan PEI game, the Saskatchewan head coach chewing out his bench for not being vocal. He said, if you want to get on the court, it starts with being a good teammate on the bench.
Right, and I think that's a great message, and only encourages good habits.
La Rosilier completes the play. We'll head to the foul line for the and one opportunity. Spun into the lane, elevated, and finished it off glass. 5'11" forward from Laval, Quebec. Didn't have the opening half he was looking for. He kept working to his left, just couldn't finish around the rack. Here's something a little bit different. He gets the three-point play. 25-38 now. Quebec trail. Thomas behind the back to the left hand, gives it up. Kai Newman into the corner. Francis trying to shake his primary defender, but Ballon's doing a good job of staying with him. 6 seconds on the shot clock. That's off the mark. La Rosilier again, top side. Puts his shoulder into the lane. Coughs it up. Gets away with the double dribble. And it's Carl Ballon from Gatineau, Quebec, finishing the play.
You're doing a good job of working in that paint, and I think Alberta could really benefit from forcing Quebec to take that shot outside of the perimeter.
Francis pulls up from the free throw line, off glass, no good. Petion working left, Euro stepping in the lane, kicks it out top side. Genda Himana gives it right back, shot is up, nothing but nylon. And that causes Alberta to want to talk things over. All of a sudden, just an 8-point game. Only a minute and 47 seconds into the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a great sequence there from Quebec. They clearly are coming out with a brand new energy here. And Le Roselier, like you were saying, didn't have the best first half of this game, but he's a really talented player. He is with PK Knights in basketball. That's where Lou Dort played, and he's also with Lou Dort Elite Basketball Program. A lot of guys from this team on that. Couldn't be a better time in the world to be on one of those teams, obviously, him coming off of NBA championship. But yeah, Quebec, we were talking about how Alberta does have those key guys who do play together outside of this, but Quebec has the exact same thing, and I think that's one thing they're lacking right now is that team chemistry. We're not seeing them play very well together in that first half, but I think we're starting to see glimpses of that, and of course it can only take one big play, and that three right there could be one of those things that kind of jumpstarts this team and lights the fire under them. It's only an 8-point game. This is a very winnable game for Quebec as well. And I think both teams just kind of got to turn it up a notch here.
We've been seeing the press all day. Ontario turning over British Columbia 27 times in that contest.
Now, I like the idea of this press, but I don't think the Quebec press is as effective as it should be. Quebec having more turnovers than Alberta right now, 13-9. I think their press could also take a step up in the intensity and pressure.
Thomas loses the handle. Francis fighting for it. Loose ball, rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Alberta, so another empty possession for Alberta. It's currently a 6-0 run for Quebec on the and one from La Roselier, and then the three from Pétion. 14 on the shot clock. Here's Balance to trigger. They're going to put 19 on the shot clock. Saying there was a change of possession on the last plays. Pétion gets to the baseline, elevates, leaves it short. And out comes Francis. Francis finds Newman, who dials it from deep front iron right into the hands of Disanka. He puts on a head of steam, gets tripped up. Ball finds its way to the corner. Balance working baseline, steps out of bounds. Thomas picked up by La Roselier. Loses them. Gets the switch. Then hands it off to Francis. Working top side. Francis turns it over. Quebec out and on the run. Nice pass. Nice finish. Gabriel Disanka with 2 points on the board. It's a 6-point game. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Thomas underneath. Gets Arseny Kasprick an easy look underneath the basket. Carl Balance dumps it off, but left short on the rim. Francis turns the corner into the lane, tries to get a poster. Nothing's there. And one the other way, finishing the play, Michael Pétion.
Well, the defensive pressure and just his body being there this last couple of plays from Ryan Kaninda has been fantastic. He just stopped that obvious dunk attempt there from Francis. Didn't look like the best look from the start, though, but again, he 2 possessions ago was able to turn defense into some transition basketball for Quebec.
It's a 5-point game. Alberta feeling the pressure on the inbound, turn it over, going up, off the back iron, gets his own rebound. Disanka misses the second chance opportunity, and Ogrek collects the loose ball. Cohen Deck swivels the hips, tries to shake the defender, does not do so. Quebec can't keep it in. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline out of bounds for Alberta. Lucas Thomas ready to inbound the ball.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Alberta's starting to feel the pressure a lot. Their shots cooled down a little bit, and they're making some mistakes they didn't in the first half.
Cohen Deck working to the middle. Working left, try to finish with the right. Tough thing to do. Rebound, McGlisco. Derek Zapata gets called for the foul. Quebec second. Both teams now with 2 team fouls in the quarter. Charge called. Lucas Thomas with the head of steam, but getting position first. Derek Zapata, he's been great on the defensive side, getting up into the body of his assignment.
Oh, absolutely.
With that comes the risk of getting called for those fouls. You got to keep a cool head, right?
Right.
Gauthier gives it up. Péton from the elbow. Off the near iron. Rebound collected by Cohen Deck. He's got his head up looking for somebody. Finds a lane. Gets up and under and finishes the play. There's some miscommunication on Quebec's defense there. Cohen Deck took advantage. Zapata. No good from distance. McGlisco into the front court. Ritchie, dump off pass. McGlisco off the glass, doesn't get it to go, can't corral the rebound. Péton working on the far side. Works it back to the middle. Desanka, step back, mid-range, bottom.
Quebec was really struggling with just getting anything to fall into the basket in the first half, but this definitely feels like a different team we're seeing right now just from everything going in.
McGlisco with the rebound and the putback. 6'4" power forward out of Edmonton, Alberta. Trying to make his presence felt under the basket. Spin move into the lane. Wow. Back iron, front iron. Zapata just couldn't buy that one. What a move.
Yeah, but they'll keep possession here and have another chance.
Pair of substitutions for Quebec. La Rosillier checks back in alongside Genda Himana. Jeremy Gauthier joins them as well, coming off the bench. Kai Newman and Arseny Kasprick check in for Alberta. In the corner, no one's on Péton. Loose ball, Gauthier finds it. Genda Himana into Péton. Inside the dump off. Travel called, turnover. Alberta ball. 44-37, Alberta ahead, 3:48 left in the third quarter. Cohen Deck trying to get by. Desanka having a tough time. Here's Francis, top side. Spins, kept beyond the perimeter. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dead ball into the corner. Ogorek gets it off in the nick of time, but leaves it short. Péton over the timeline. On the deck. Loose ball. Here's La Rosillier. Slowing it down. Plenty of time left on the shot clock. Picks it up. Desanka to the rack, off the glass, and finishes before letting out a roar.
Wow.
Five-point game. Ogorek directing traffic. Uses the screen. Dumps it off. Francis thought about it. Sidestep three. Front iron right into the hands of Pétion. La Rosillier wants it. Working up on top. Picked up by Newman. Double team over the screen. Kicks it to the corner. Baseline. No good. Here's Alberta with numbers. Newman lobs it up And Francis throws it down.
Well, Alberta's been struggling in these last couple minutes, but something like that can definitely re-energize this team. Despite them being up, you can see a little bit of frustration coming through on the bench, but now they're more cheering and giving them a couple of chances to encourage the starters right now.
5 seconds on the shot clock. La Rosillier dials it from deep, back iron, fighting for the rebound. Foul's going to be called. Gauthier called for contact. We're under 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Well, one thing I think everyone's been waiting to see, and something that could definitely help them try to close this deficit before heading into the fourth, is just to feed Gauthier under the basket. There hasn't been a point where they're giving it to him as the first option when he's right there. He has the height advantage, of course. Giving it to him and trying to get him a good look, and he's been in a good position on the floor the whole time. So trying to use him a little bit more, I think, could help them close this gap.
Cohen Deck around the primary defender. Francis going to move it back to the top side. Newman into the corner. The shot is good for Cohen Deck. And that's what you got to do, kids. Pay attention. Give up the ball and relocate. Don't get caught watching the game.
It's his fourth of the game. He's had a fantastic shooting performance tonight.
Another dragged pivot foot by La Rosillier turns the ball over. Lead stretched back to 10 now for Alberta.
Yeah, and just like that, you can feel the energy shift from Quebec's bench over to Alberta's bench.
Quick into the front court, all the way to the rack, Dominic Ogorek. Took the inbound pass and never looked back. Disanka playing give and go with La Rosillier. And another travel on a dragged pivot foot.
It's going to be 16 turnovers now for Quebec.
Alberta doing a great job of showing their hands, getting in the passing lanes, and then getting right back to the defender.
Yeah.
Constant motion on the defensive side of the ball for them. Cohen Deck picked up by Disanka. Francis takes it, gives it back topside. Ogorek, no hesitation, off the side of the iron, right into the hands of Mikhail La Rosillier. He finds a streaking Gandahimana. Now it's Disanka. 5-out offense for Quebec. La Rosillier with a little bit of hesitation. Loose ball. All the way to the rack, Carl Balance with the left-handed finger roll finish off glass.
It's his 8th point for tonight. He's done a great job. I think defensively he's been a massive key to this Quebec's offense, and to get that comeback, him scoring is going to be a big part of that.
Carl Balance scores on one end, then gets the block on the defensive side. Two-way player for sure. After Cohen Deck opened up the lane in the middle. Here's Deck to inbound. Francis on the near wing. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Top side. Swing. Shot. No good. And above everybody was Luqueta for the rebound. Taking it all the way to the rack. Luqueta too strong. The second chance opportunity not off in time. It's a 10-point game as we head to the fourth quarter. Stay with us. You're watching Team Alberta take on Team Quebec here at the 15U Canadian National Basketball Championships on Canada Basketball's YouTube page. It's a 10-point game. Quebec trail Alberta with 10 minutes left in regulation. Still on that double-double watch for Francis. He's up to 13 points and 8 boards now. Only 1 board since the half.
Yeah, and if Ballant's 2 more points, he'll have a double-double. 11 rebounds for him.
Got 8 points right now, Carl Ballant.
Yep.
Here's Petillon. Spins one way, goes back the other, uses the glass. Quebec opens the scoring in the 4th. Lucas Thomas over the timeline. Here's Francis. Lucas, back iron. La Rosillier collects the board. Behind the back from the free throw line. Hits the deck hard, but finishes the play. Just like that, a 4-0 run to start the 4th quarter for Quebec.
Also, just want to point out Ryan Kaninda is getting worked on by the trainer in the corner. Hopefully everything's okay over there because he's been a big part of kind of keeping this game close for Quebec with his defensive moves, especially when it comes to Francis.
Count the basket anyway. The block attempt by Mikhail Francis helped the ball go through the hoop, and it's a 6-0 run to start the 4th quarter for Quebec. Beautiful bounce pass to find Genda Himana from La Rosillier. First foul of the quarter sends Cohen Deck to the free throw line.
He's got 9 points right now. Yeah, only a 4-point game, just as easy as that. I think Quebec, we've seen it in this game where they're going on these great stretches of runs, but then almost get a little too ahead of themselves. And then that's when kind of the errors start to come in, the turnovers and the sloppy mistakes. And Alberta's done a great job of kind of taking advantage of that. And that's when they've been able to come back out. And that's why they ended the 3rd quarter on that 10-point lead.
La Rosillier getting fancy with the handles. Hands it off to Zapata. Offensive foul on the moving screen. Petillon didn't have his feet completely set.
Second foul against Michael Petillon. That's the second team foul for Quebec.
Newman finds Deck in the backcourt. Deck picked up by Petillon. Hands it off to Francis. Lucas Thomas over the top side. Almost turns it over. Finds Cohen Deck for 3. That's no good. Quebec players colliding, going for their rebound. La Rosillier will work it to the middle of the court. Spin back to the left, step through. Stripped on the way up by Lucas Thomas, and that will be Quebec ball on the baseline.
Lucas Thomas, since the very beginning of this game, has been forcing Quebec to make errors the entire time, whether he's turning it over, whether he's making them inbound it. He's had a great impact on this game.
He's the one who sets the tone for Team Alberta. He sets their pace, pushes it, directs the traffic. I mean, you could really point to any of Lucas Thomas or Cohen Deck or Kai Newman as the guy to really oversee the offense.
Yeah, and Lucas Thomas leading in assists right now for them, having 4, 5 points, 2 rebounds, just doing a little bit of everything for them.
It'll be a week full of action here at Ontario Tech and Durham College. The 15U tournament taking place here over the course of the week. The championship games coming your way on Saturday, August 9th. Next week is the Canada Games out on the Rock in Newfoundland and Labrador. And that will be the 17Us taking the courts over there.
Yeah, I was looking at those rosters as well. It's going to be just as exciting as this one, but of course, last year at Nationals, all 4 Team Ontario teams winning gold in each division. So, of course, the main goal here for 2 teams like Quebec and Alberta is to not let that repeat.
Knock off the champ. Turnover on the inbound pass. Lucas Thomas has Briar Ricci to his left. Ricci blows the bunny. Quebec come back the other way. Zapata stuck under the basket. Gives it back out. Genda Himana finds La Rosillier. 14 on the shot clock. Petion for 3, front iron, followed the shot, got his own rebound, left-handed, no good. Second chance is good for Carl Balance, and there's the double-double.
Right.
Balance 10 points, 11 boards. Ricci turns it back around, finds Thomas top side. He wanted to give it up to Francis, who was going to set a screen. Didn't expect the pass.
3-point game in Alberta does look a little frustrated here. Making mistakes like that, giving the possession right back to Quebec to potentially take the lead here or to tie it up.
Petion. Not a lot of off-ball movement for Quebec, playing some iso ball now. La Rosillier trying to back down his defender. Petion gets in the lane, doesn't go. Francis with the rebound. Francis wants the alley-oop. He gets it, can't complete it. Genda Himana fouled in transition. It's going to be a side out, not a take foul or an unsporting foul. But it will go on Lucas Thomas. It's the first foul Team Alberta has taken here in the fourth quarter. Disanka takes the handoff, looking inside. Nice find, nice finish. Kaninda, who was getting worked on, got onto the court and made an immediate impact.
Yeah. Well, they'll definitely need him here to just, they haven't been able to just close that small gap this entire game.
It's a 1-point game. Quebec with a second steal in a matter of seconds. Nice finish, Derek Zapata. Then gets called for the foul. We talked about his aggression. You love it. You got to live with those fouls then.
No, you have
if you're
to.
going to play that way.
Yeah, because it paid off in that previous play. Obviously didn't work that one, but you got to take the risk at some point.
That's Quebec's third team foul, so only one more foul to give in the remaining 6 minutes and 2 seconds. They've got a 3-point lead now over Alberta, who once led by double digits. Basketball just not looking as crisp as it did in the first half. Ogorek from the top side, no good. Rebound, Maglisco in the putback.
He's done a great job cleaning up all the shots in the paint this entire time, but that one definitely means a lot. I think there was an error on the
scoreboard?
Yeah. This makes more sense. Now Alberta's up by 1.
Okay. Petion off the side of the iron. Francis couldn't corral it. It will stay with Quebec. 14 on the shot clock.
Well, it's great to have a close game here because at first it didn't look like we were going to get a close game. But no, Quebec, we've seen glimpses of them having really great runs this entire time. But if they're able to string together all that great stuff they've done without the mistakes that Alberta's done a great job of capitalizing on for the last 5 minutes, this could really be anyone's game here.
They talk about basketball as being a possession-by-possession game. And at this point of the game, nothing could be more true. You got to focus. Okay, you just missed the offensive possession. Doesn't matter. Focus on the defensive assignment. Francis wants it on the far side. He's going to come set the screen. Turnover. Genda Himana with the strip. brings it into the front court, finds La Rosillier. Uses the screen to get to the corner, picked up by Francis. Genda Himana into the paint, turning around, stepping through, leaves it short. Second chance, short again. Third chance, no good. Offensive foul. Use that off arm to clear out that space.
That's the thing, Quebec. They have great looks like that, but they're not able to get it on the first or second try, and then it leads to stuff like that.
Quebec out rebounding Alberta 57-41.
Yeah, and Quebec shooting 29%, Alberta shooting 31%. Not great numbers from either side here. A little bit of messy basketball, but surely it's because of those missed putback opportunities.
Cohen Deck off the mark. Rebound, Josu Genda Himana finds a streaking Pétion. They're going to reset at the top. Don't like what they see there. La Rosillier, a little stutter step. Elevates off glass, no good. That ball touched La Rosillier as he was still out of bounds on the hardwood. 4 minutes left, 1 point game. Alberta ahead. Derek Zapata back into the game for defensive purposes, as DeSanco will take a breather on the bench. La Rosillier comes away with the steal, but then bobbles it out of bounds.
They always get so close, and then it's just the final execution.
Sideline out of bounds for Alberta. Lucas Thomas to trigger. Cohen Deck accepts the inbound pass, tries to turn the corner, gives it up. Thomas back to Deck. Deck just off the mark. Loose ball. Will stay with Alberta. Nice battle down low between Maglisco and Pétion. Here's Francis. Lots of space on the perimeter. He decides to dial it, overcooked it, and missed it all. Zapata the whole way through contact.
Wow.
Count the basket and the foul. When you need an injection of energy, you got to look at Derek Zapata.
Yeah, he's on eggshells right now. 4 personal fouls here, but it's so worth it when he comes out and gets a massive play like that.
And he completes the three-point play. Looking for a steal on the inbound pass. Lucas Thomas able to get away from him. Kicks it to the corner. Newman off the dribble, hands it off. Cohen Deck back to Newman, working on the near side. Lucas Thomas from 3, no. Pétion calmly gives it up to La Rosillier, who finds Zapata. Offensive rebound stripped by Francis. It's a 3-on-2. Deck keeps, takes, no. Francis with the rebound and the putback. We're tied at 56. La Rosillier takes the handoff. That one knocked loose. We'll stay with Quebec. Pétion to Genda Himana, turning the corner, spinning into the lane with the left. Oh,
wow.
Buddy. Quebec ahead by 2. Francis. They're letting them play out there well beyond the perimeter. Travel, and that's a turnover at a very inopportune time for Alberta. How about all that space they're giving Mikhail Francis at the perimeter?
Yeah, they know he can shoot from there. He has already. I think they're more worried that he's going to come in and do a big dunk or something like that. But at the end of the day, you can't really give him any space at all.
Good defensive stop from Alberta. Can they turn it into points on the offensive end? They do not have numbers. Into the lane, kicking it back out. Newman leaves it short. McGlisco with the rebound, working baseline. Into the lane, spins back with the left. Oh, buddy. 58-58, 150 left in regulation. McGlisco getting it done on the glass and under the basket.
Yeah, this is going to be so crucial here to make 0 mistakes. First team to make a mistake is going to be in serious trouble here.
Petillon dancing on the perimeter. Dials it from deep, in and out. Rebound for Newman. He's going to play give and go and kick it up into the front court. The pass intended for Cohen Deck from the hands of Lucas Thomas sailed wide. Quebec have a chance here to take the lead.
It's going to be no press from Alberta here. I kind of like that, though, because they know Quebec is strong in transition. Get Alberta's defense set up.
And the Himana keeps it, works it, inside, nothing there, loose ball. Francis has it. Kai Newman into the middle of the floor, hands it off to Francis. Picked up by Genda Himana. Knocked loose. Here's Petillon. 3-on-2. Keeps, gives it up. Zapata sees it through. 2-point lead. Quebec ahead. Timeout, Alberta. And head coach David Capingo wants to talk things over. The last few offensive possessions for Alberta haven't been what we've known them to be in this game.
No, I think they're definitely shaken up by the close score here, but regardless, they've been a really strong team when it comes to pushing that transition this entire time. They're not getting a press from Quebec, so I think they need to just try to find those lanes. That there's no need to go for a big 3 here. It's a 2-point game.
Quebec have 4 team fouls, so Alberta is in the bonus. You want to see them take the ball into the heart of the defense, go up strong. Don't look for the foul, play through the contact.
Right. But know that the contact probably will be there if you go up strong and with a good take, which we know that nearly anybody on that squad can do.
And if you're going to attack one defender on Quebec, I mean, it's probably their best defender, but he's got 4 personal fouls. Derek Zapata.
Right, make the last 30 seconds of the game a little bit easier for you guys. Yeah, he's so explosive on both ends.
So they choose to advance it to the front court. Lucas Thomas to trigger on the inbound. Francis top side alongside Kai Newman. In the corner, it's Briar Ricci. Here's Francis. Takes a shot, attacks baseline, gets tripped up. So Mikhail Francis heads to the free throw line for a look at 2 and a chance to tie the game.
Free throw shooting for Alberta, 8 for 13, 61%. These ones obviously the most important here.
A 1-for-2 trip for Francis and a pair of substitutions for Alberta. Arseny Kasprick checks back in, as does Cohen Deck. So a little bit more size on the court for Alberta. It's La Rosillier over the timeline. Picked up by Deck. Petillon working to the left. Moves back to the right into trouble. La Rosillier, 7 seconds on the shot clock. The screen comes up. Set by Valence. La Rosillier tripped up, turned over. Alberta have it. Lucas Thomas finishes the play. Quebec calls a timeout. 15 seconds left. Alberta ahead by 1. So this game much like the first two of the day, very competitive, within reach within the final few seconds.
Yeah.
And if this is the type of basketball we're going to be seeing all week, it's going to be some exciting finishes.
Oh, absolutely, especially since, definitely for Alberta, but at least for Quebec, we know that there's a lot of lessons in the game that they've played.
With fouls to give, 2 fouls to give for Alberta, how much of that is going to come into play in this final possession? You're ahead 1. Now, this is a tough decision to make, right? Because you want to have the last possession, but you send them to the line for 2, and on the day, they're shooting 7 for 11, so not great numbers as well.
No. I would look at the numbers. I would definitely take that into a ton of consideration. I mean, yeah, them having fouls to give.
15.5 left in regulation. Maybe it gets down to 8. You intentionally foul, send it to the sideline.
Yeah.
Gets down to 3, you intentionally
right.
send it to
Actually,
the
since
sideline.
we haven't seen from Quebec a clean inbounds play once today. So I would honestly, I don't even know if I would waste that much time.
Petion accepts it at the top side. Working into the middle. Tries to elevate through contact. Offensive rebound. So the rebound by Carl Balance. And he decides to throw it to the corner instead of go right back up with it on the contact. So 8 seconds left. Another foul to give for Alberta. Quebec going to call a timeout again and drop a new play from the baseline.
Yeah, I mean, 8 seconds, 7 seconds on the shot clock. I would be eating up as much of that shot clock as possible, but then you're coming down to one shot, right? But with it only being a 1-point game, I think you really just have to go in and try to attack the defense. And again, like you were saying before, not look for the call, but go up strong enough that if it's not going in, it's because you're getting the call.
If you get the chance to offensively rebound it for Quebec, you don't have time to kick it out to the perimeter. You just got to keep going up.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest move there.
Because you don't need a 3.
No, not at all. No. A trip to the line would be good enough, right? So.
Well, you hope. I mean, both teams shooting around the 60% mark from the charity stripe in this contest.
Exactly.
Quebec shooting 29% from the field. Alberta 31% from the field.
Yeah, and you hope that both these teams will settle into nationals a little bit more. Obviously get those numbers up because not great numbers, competitive pool.
Quebec have it on the baseline. They bring in Jeremy Gauthier, obviously for rebounding purposes.
Yeah.
Or maybe they drew up a play for him.
I mean, I would be shocked if they did, though, because they haven't done that once so far. But when you have that height, you have that natural gifted talent, how can you not use it?
But he's attracting 2 Alberta defenders,
both
which
with their
means
back to the ball.
There's got to be a Quebec player open. Obviously, the inbounder.
Yeah.
La Rosillier over the top. Gauthier gets fouled by Kasprick. And now Alberta's out of fouls to give. That only shaved 1.6 seconds off the shot clock.
Yeah.
And off the clock and turned the shot clock off.
And he wasn't even going to shoot it. He was going to pass it.
1,000%.
But at this point right now, you got to get him to jump.
Petion from the free throw line, off the mark. There's a foul on the play.
2 shots.
So Michael Petion will head to the line with a chance to win the game. Contact on the elbow. There will be 2 shots upcoming. Foul goes on Cohen Deck.
He is 2 for 3 from the line. He just needs 1 for overtime, but of course, be nice to seal this one off.
It would be our second overtime game of the day. Of course, New Brunswick taking down Newfoundland 78-67 and outscoring them 13-2 in the extra frame. Petion comes down to this.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
0.3 on the shot clock. He misses, it's over. He makes it. I don't even know if that's enough time for Alberta to call a timeout and get a catch and shoot. He does make it. All right, so 0.3 is actually the exact amount of time allowed for a catch and shoot possession.
Yeah.
Alberta going to advance it past the timeline and have one chance.
Well, I'm putting it in Kai Newman's hand, for sure. He's got 4 threes already today. You need a long shot. I mean,
there is a chance where you can draw the play if you distract everybody around the perimeter and send somebody around a curl screen, a rip screen on the backside. A nice lob next to the rim. I don't know. There's lots that you can do. Creativity in terms of what David Kapinga is going to draw up here for Team Alberta.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah, I didn't see that foul call at first.
Just contact on the elbow on the follow through. Enough there for the officials to blow the whistle and award the free throws. Now Alberta with a chance to end it in regulation. Cohen Deck will inbound the ball. And again, it has to be a catch and shoot. Gohier guarding it. They're going on the backside. Francis, well defended by the man who tied it up, Petillon. And we're going to overtime, 61-61. We'll be right back with 5 minutes on the clock for overtime action. And we'll see who has what it takes to come away the victors here in the 3:45 tip-off. Stay with us. We are tied at 61 through 4 quarters of action, so we require 5 minutes of extra time. Alberta will have possession to begin the overtime. Thomas picked up by Genda Himana. Working to the left, into the lane, scoop with the right, doesn't get it to go. The follow-up no good. La Rosillier over the timeline. Directing traffic. Ignores the screen. Floater from the mid-range is good. Thomas the other way. Turnover. Zapata with 1 to beat. Goes in strong. Left-handed. It's a 4-point lead for Quebec.
And he's still got 4 personal fouls there.
Here's Francis. Beyond the perimeter, gives it up to Newman. Near side, Thomas. Working into the paint, stripped by La Rosillier. La Rosillier, no good. Alberta have an odd man rush. Strong take, no finish from Cohen Deck. And now Zapata the other way. Dumps it off. Blown bunny again. Petillon couldn't complete the easy 3-on-1. He's holding his head, can't believe it. Ball stays with Quebec. Jesse Gakuba checks into the ball game. Francis heads to the bench. Gakuba, the 6'5" small forward out of Edmonton. Another offensive look for Quebec doesn't fall. Petillon back inside, elevates, too strong. Knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Quebec. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
It looks like the first period or first quarter of this game all over again, when it's just not being able to finish out any of these buckets and no one being able to really corral the rebound securely to then either go up again or to head back the other way.
Zapata gets it in. Working into the middle. Right-handed off glass. 4 points in the overtime period for Zapata. 67-61, Quebec ahead. Thomas pulls it out. Works to the left, into the lane, elevates, and finishes. 4-point game. La Rosillier works to the right, kicks to the corner. Stepping out of bounds was Zapata. And he owns that as he looks to his bench to plead his apologies. Thomas wants the screen from McGlisco. Thomas into the paint. Right-handed finger roll, no good. Petillon gives it up to La Rosillier. Works into the body of Lucas Thomas, and that is going to put another foul on Thomas.
It's going to be his fourth.
And each team already in the bonus for overtime, starting that way. La Rosillier makes it a 6-point game. Scratch that. It's a 3-possession game. But we did have an error with the score clock earlier.
Right.
(70-63), Quebec ahead. Lucas Thomas finds Newman. Newman dials it from deep. Doesn't get the roll. Offensive rebound kicked out. But Petillon's there to corral it. The pass ahead to La Rosillier is out of the reach. Alberta get a chance here. And they do adjust it. So 69-63. 6-point game. 2 possessions for Alberta. Under 2 minutes left in the overtime period. Newman again from the top side. In and out. Offensive rebound. Kasprick. A second chance. Count the basket and the foul. Arseny Kasprick brought in this overtime period to do just that. Collect offensive rebounds and go up strong.
Yeah, and we talk about how doesn't go up on the first or second one, but in that case, it really works out getting that contact too, a chance to make it an even tighter game.
1 possession game, 1:44 left in the overtime period. Quebec ahead of Alberta. Genda Himana hands it off to Zapata. That shot's off the mark. Here come Alberta. Ahead. Newman lays it in for 2. 1-point game.
It's going to be the second time there Quebec has just inbounded it and tossed it straight out of bounds.
Who can execute with the pressure turned up to 10? Newman turns the corner. The help comes. Loses the handle. La Rosillier keeps into the body, leaves it short. Cohen Deck with the rebound. Ahead. Newman gives it up.
Oh.
That's a foul. Tyler McGlisco got his defender in the air, tried to turn back.
Patience right there, obviously. Everyone's going to contest that, trying to go up, but it was great use of patience to get to the line.
Chance to tie or take the lead. .51 seconds left. Misses the second. Rebound corralled by Genda Himana. Le Rosillier trying to take off as much time as possible. He gives it up. Michael Petion on the top side, poking and prodding. Takes a three off the glass, no good. Alberta have got time. Newman to the corner. Cohen Deck inside. Travel called before the tie-up.
Sounds like some of the people behind us thought that was going to be a jump ball there. But no, these travel calls, there's been a ton of turnovers in this one. Quebec having 25. Alberta now getting their 25th turnover of the game as well. Last game we saw a ton of turnovers as well. Hopefully throughout nationals, as we get further and further along, we start to see those numbers go down, because you see them come into play at critical moments like this one here.
Talking to some of the coaching staff for Team Ontario, they said, even their 10 turnovers are something they want to limit.
Yeah.
They attributed it to just first day jitters, right?
Totally.
You go through this training camp and you get a sense of confidence amongst the team. You spend a week together.
Yeah.
And then that first game is just, it's about figuring out the pieces.
Exactly, and still remembering everything you guys talked about and trying to implement it. But of course, Ontario gets the luxury of not traveling too far for this, but these two teams obviously making their way here to Durham.
Quebec ahead by one, 69-68. They'll have possession following the timeout.
Yeah, and
which begs the question, again, we talked about this at the end of the regulation, do you intentionally foul? Try and get the ball back with time on the clock.
Yeah. Oh, it's tricky. It would be a lot easier if the free throw numbers were better. That's for sure. Yeah, as it stands right now, Quebec 66%, 10 for 15 from the line. Alberta 10 for 18, 55%.
Full court press, Alberta. Going to try and trap Quebec in the backcourt, 18.4. Zapata picks up the dribble, is in trouble, throws it to the half court. Petion down low, up top, couldn't get the basket. Second chance, no good. Gets another rebound, kicks it to Petion, and time is going to wind out. Game over. Quebec make a miraculous comeback in regulation and take this game 69-68, the second game of the day that required overtime. Wow, what a finish.
Yeah, I can't believe Bellance got 2-3 attempts on that, surrounded by two Alberta players. I know they're not trying to foul in that situation, but like, you got to box out, going back to those basics, of course. But congratulations to Quebec, of course. Didn't look like it was going to be their game at one point. They battled back. Tons of stuff to work on for both of these teams, but it was a really great competitive game, and I guess that's all you can hope for in the first day of nationals.
So Pool A games are done for the day. Quebec and Ontario 1-0, Alberta and British Columbia 0-1. More action on the day here on Canada Basketball's YouTube page, so continue to stream with us and keep up on all the action for the Canadian National Basketball Championships here from the Durham region in Ontario. for everybody at Sport Canada TV. We are going to sign off for the day. We'll join you again tomorrow morning for the 9 a.m. games. Thank you so much. For everybody here, for Haley Hopkinson, I'm JJ Evison. We'll catch you tomorrow.